Hey everyone, my name is Monroe from breakdiving.io, joined with another staff member, Bhavya. And today we're going to be having a JavaScript hackers meeting. And Bhavya and I are both learning more and more about JavaScript. I and Bhavya are certainly better at Ruby on Rails, but we realized that a lot of the front end stuff, we need JavaScript, we need to get better at it. And so we've been going through some courses. I created this recently through a course on Wes Bos. Share my screen so you can see here, there's a little turtle. And I have my arrow keys here. And if I click here, I click right, click left, click down, click up. So it's relatively simple. It looks like it, but it's actually a lot more complicated than it looks. And again, you can go to wesbos. I think is it .io, Bhavya, or .com?
I think Wesbos is .com.
I think it's .com, and you can find there's a course in JavaScript, beginner JavaScript, and this is one of the projects that you create. It's a really great course. Bhavya and I are going through it to improve our JavaScript skills, and we're going to go over a little bit about this. And then if we have time, we might go over and look at this about how to use Ajax JSON on Rails. Which is another thing that Bhavya and I are studying intently. So some of the things that's going on here is, first of all, there's the background here, which is green. So we'll talk about how we made the background green. Then I'm going to be going over, looking at here, you can see that what's happening here. The JavaScript is keeping track of which key I am clicking. So I'm pressing down arrow key, up arrow key, right, and left. And you notice when it goes, it is changing direction. So we're also going to talk about, well, how is that changing direction? So that's partly with CSS animation, which is controlled through the JavaScript. So basically when the left key is pressed, it's sending a command to not only change the direction first it changes the direction. You see how it doesn't move? Then it will move. And as long as it's going left arrow, it's gonna, the turtle is gonna be facing left. As long as we're going right, the turtle is facing right. Then we go down, it goes down, and then goes up. So I'm not an expert at this. Part of the reason why we're doing this is so that I can reinforce what I learned. And Bhavya hasn't gotten to this lesson yet, so she might have some questions. And together we hope that you'll learn something too about how this works. So we can go to the code now. It's just a basic doc type, normal thing with the HTML, the head. Same thing with the char set, the name, content, that's all normal. Document, I guess I can change this to turtle. So the title will say turtle instead. And here we're linking to the style sheet. I created a separate style sheet here, style.css. And so we do that through link relation to the style sheet, and the href, which is the link, is the actual file name, so style.css. Down here in the body, we have a script tag, turtle.js, and that's just referring to this JavaScript file. And then here we have the image. So this image here is of the turtle. So this is 150 pixels width and height. The src is turtle.png. Here you can see right here, there's the turtle. And why do you want to use a PNG file? Because that's what ensures that it doesn't have a white background or something around it. It'll match whatever the background is here. In this case, it's that green that we created.
Transparent, right?
Say it again.
It's a transparent. That's why.
It's transparent.
Transparent, yeah.
Yeah, it has this background here, but it's transparent, and that's what the PNG file allows you to do. And so then we go back here. Now this is up on my GitHub. It's launched to GitHub pages. Let's switch that to, and I can just do open in browser. Great, and make sure it still works. It does. So now we can make changes here. So if we went to 175 and saved it and refresh, now you can see the turtle just got wider. So you can go back. make sure that that works, and it does. So that's the basic simple here. And that's what this is the thing that's so cool about JavaScript and CSS is look at the HTML file. There's nothing here.
Mhm.
It's absolutely like gone, except the only thing, this is what we do is this class equals turtle. And that's what's ensuring that we can grab it. The JavaScript can grab it and then use CSS to modify it and do all the animation. So that if we go to style.css, this is where the animation part comes in. And I learned something here about this thing with the CSS variables here. So this was really cool, Bhavya. So here the background color is light green. So we could just change that to light blue. And now we've got a different background. So that's pretty simple. And all we did is just grabbed the body selector and then assigned it. The background color is light green. So that's pretty simple. Here, this is the stuff that, again, I'm not an expert yet, as I mentioned, but here, position relative, you need the position relative so that it can move. And then here is a variable. So you put dash dash in front and that became a variable. Dash dash X is 0, dash dash Y is 0. And then if you notice, and then rotate X is 0 and rotate is 0. So X and Y is the actual position of the turtle on the page. So X is going right and left, Y is up and down. And then the rotate X and Y is, you can see the rotation. So rotate X is left and right, and then just rotate is like this. And so what we had to use is the transform and translate X and translate Y. I still don't understand why this is blue and this is white.
Yeah.
And why this one is white and this one is blue. It's very odd. I was looking to try to find out if there was some syntax error, but everything works. And so.
Transform. Is there any comma we have to separate between commas?
No, tried everything. And it's weird. I don't know. I mean, it works perfectly. If anyone watching on YouTube can find the solution and help us and help me figure that out, that would be great. And then so translate X, you notice we then we put in the variable of dash dash X. So which is very interesting is because then in the JavaScript, we can assign a value to dash dash X. So we'll assign a value in the JavaScript to dash dash X. It'll change it from 0 to, this is just the starting values. And then will assign dash dash X every time we press the left or right arrow key. Dash dash X is going to change. It's going to get assigned to here, and then it's going to get put into here, dash dash X degrees. Or excuse me, no, dash dash X is the degrees is down here on the rotate. Here it's just going to be the location. And then it's going to translate. No, actually it is degrees, actually, because you're translating.
Pixels?
I think
it's not pixels.
Maybe it might be pixels. We'll find out. We'll find out when we look at the JavaScript. I forget.
Okay.
And then that's basically it. So I mean, I learned how very cool it is. You can create variables within the CSS and then assign those variable values through the JavaScript.
Through Java. Yeah, that's interesting.
This transition transform. Let me just show you what happens when you go to look, watch the turtle. And then if you go to, we just comment this out. You can see how it's, I don't know if you see it, it looks more jumpy.
Yeah.
And if you go to here, it's smoother.
Yeah, smoother, right. It looks good, yes.
Yeah, so that's all that does, the transform. So there's actually, what I believe this does is it kind of creates like an accelerator and decelerator. So when you start going, it kind of gets up to speed over 0.1 seconds. And so that way it looks a little smoother. It doesn't just stop abruptly. Like literally there's a tiny delay when I let go of the arrow key before it stops. So then we go to the turtle.js, and this is what blew my mind. Look at all this. This is all the JavaScript code that I ended up writing. And this is what's doing everything. It's the JavaScript and that little bit of CSS. So here we're also creating variables. So these are CSS variables.
Okay.
These are JavaScript variables. So we have an X and Y in here that starts at 0 as well. We created a constant called speed, which allows us to change the speed. If we go up or down, it'll increase the speed with which the turtle moves when we're pressing the arrow keys. Let flipped equals false. So this is normal, this is flipped. And then rotate equals 0, which means it's right here. 0, 0. It means it's upright on this X axis. Or it might be on the Y axis that it's, I'm not sure exactly. But anyway,
so rotate 0, if I give some number, I would like to see, like if you give some number, I would.
What, just change the number?
Yeah.
And then if we refresh the page, let's see, did that work? No, let rotate equals 23, why not?
But you have, okay, when you refresh, it should start rotating, or when we click the keys?
No, it should be immediately when I refresh, because we're starting it at 0. But let me see, this is where it's actually showing the rotate here. Like if we do here arrow right, then we can put the rotate at 25. Should be probably, it's pointing down or pointing up a little bit. Let me see, hold on. Yeah. Which is kind of funny. It's like so the basic explanation of this is, first we are making sure that we create a function for what happens when you click the key. So handle key down is just the name of the function, just a random name that was written. It doesn't mean anything. It's just the name of the function. And it passes in the event. And the event, because it was an event listener, down here, whenever you have an event listener, it automatically includes this event object. So we can just include the event object in the parameters here of the function. And does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let me start here.
Okay.
The window is just the whole window. So there's an event listener on the entire window here. And the event listener is key down, and key down is the name. We have lots of different event listeners. What I want to do eventually is find a list on the internet of every single event listener. I know there's key down. I know there's click for the mouse.
Yeah.
And so anyway, this one is key down, and key down is for every single key on the keyboard.
Okay. So if it's
go ahead.
We can use like separate key as well, right? So if it's key up, maybe
you could do any. No, key down is a. Oh yeah, you're right. There may be key up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, and I think this thing is just that in general, if the key gets down, that's the trigger to trigger this function.
Key down.
But the problem with key down is any key on the keyboard, and we don't want it to be any key on the keyboard. We only want it to respond to up, down, left, or right. So that's why when we trigger handle key down, the function, it goes to the function here. The first thing we're doing is if the event.key does not, that's the arrow, we know that, the exclamation point, does not include the word arrow, then just return without doing anything. Otherwise, console.log event.key. I didn't need this actually. This was just we did this in the tutorial to just create the so we could test it to make sure that it was only. Actually, we can go to watch this. We go to the console, And let me refresh. Arrow right, arrow right, arrow right. You can see it right there. Arrow down, arrow left, arrow right, arrow up. So it's actually doing it properly. And if we remove this, and we refresh this, look what happens when I also press the E. Look, it is doing the right thing. It's saying that is not a valid move, but now it's also console logging every single key.
Okay.
And there's the space bar, the tab key. Enter didn't work because it actually switched my, what just happened?
Settings.
Well, how do I get out of here? There we
Maybe
go.
you have to.
There we go.
Okay.
So anyway, so that's what that's doing, is making sure. Well,
Oh, if you, okay, in this statement, if you click on another key, what's the output be? Output would be in the console.
well, when I undid this, it consoled every key. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Every key.
No. Okay. Now, if you
now it will only console.log. That is not a valid move because we didn't get there yet.
Okay. Yeah.
See, if you switch it now, if I do, wait, unexpected identifier, turtle JS12. Let's look at JS12. Oh, this should still be a comment. Okay, refresh. There we go. So now if I do A, if I refresh.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got it. So console.log only if it's you enter the arrow key. Okay.
Arrow right, arrow down, and actually that's not working. I'm pressing ASDF and it's not giving me my console.log statement. And I'm wondering.
Oh yeah, that's right, Because your console log works only if it's
oh yeah, that's right. Because it's not, it's just returning, it returns right there. You're right. Good. Excellent. Yeah, that's why that's happening, because it never even gets down to here. It returns immediately. So thank you. Good. Thank you, Bhavya. And so this is therefore, that's just a double security feature then, because it's never going to get down there, because this is going to never allow the switch statement to ever work. Is it's going to return out of this function immediately when I press the A key.
That switch case statement is not inside the if loop. If
no,
condition, right?
No, that's why that is not a valid move. Doesn't.
It doesn't execute. I thought like.
Yeah. Maybe I should recode it so that it doesn't return. I bet if we just do this, now it'll do that is not a valid move in the console, I bet.
Right. Yeah, we did that one, right? And
yeah,
showed
like
this is not a valid. Yeah.
A key, G key, 4 key, then down, left. So maybe it makes sense to maybe not have this there, but it's there. I think he did it because he wanted to show us how to use this. It is a tutorial. It wasn't designed to be the perfect turtle masterpiece. And so anyway, once that goes, it just does a switch statement, and the event.key, because we already have event here, we can just do event.key. And in the case of arrow up, and it'll rotate. These are the variables here. Rotate equals -90. Oh, wait a second. This is fascinating. Oh, there we go. Okay, never mind. I was trying to figure out where the CSS variables were. I forgot. So here, rotate equals -90. So that'll go like that. Y equals y minus 1. So that moves it up. Now, the interesting thing is, I have to figure this out. Here, do you notice it's not changing the position at all?
Yeah.
So that's weird because when you go, well, I don't know, maybe it is because when you go up, y equals y minus 1, and then you go down y equals y plus 1. But that doesn't that seem to think, shouldn't it then actually go up and down, back and forth? I don't know. It's not. It's just rotating on this y-axis. Up, you know what I mean? It's the exact same position.
Yeah, but it's only one or pixels maybe there's a change.
No, but look, look how much it is every time I. It might maybe because the speed thing. The speed is that, where did I put the speed? Is that part of the CSS? No, where did I?
See,
Where's
why
my
should
speed? Oh, here, times speed. Interesting. Oh, I see. Maybe because the CSS is not getting called when you first do the arrow up, down, left, or right.
Okay, but why it's y minus 1?
Because it's just,
Not
it's just the coordinates on here.
But y should be on the same place, right? It's like y equal to y.
No, because this is because every time you press the arrow up, it needs to subtract 1 from y, or it won't actually move. Each time I press up
What
here,
if?
this is y equals y minus 1, y equals y minus 1, y equals y minus 1, y equals y minus 1. Maybe we could console log. I want to console log here. Wait a second. Console, let's find out if it is changing it. Console.log y.
Okay. Proceed, that's direction.
And let's see if
y
if it changes at all. It seems like it's not. Anyway. 1, 0, 1, 0. No, it is doing it. Look. 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. So it's actually moving the turtle, even though it doesn't look like it's moving.
Yeah.
So that did just go. Now it's at 8, then 7. 8 and 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5.
Okay, got it now.
So it is actually moving. So it's doing logically what I thought it was doing. And then what it does is, let me see. Now this is interesting here. Let's figure out what's happening here with the turtle.setAttribute style. When does it call this? Oh, it's part of this. Every time the key is pressed, we're still in this function. That's how that works.
Yeah.
So when I press up, it rotates us. Here. It rotates us 90 degrees up there. Y equals y minus 1. We just showed what that does. And then it breaks out of this switch statement. So rotate is equal to -90 and y equals y minus 1. Then it goes here, turtle.setAttribute style. The style is this. It allows you to set that here in here. Set the style for, where are we? For turtle. So it's just going into the, so actually this is actually, yeah, okay. Then it's grabbing, it's finding those variables, these CSS variables here. And it's setting them. So rotate X, and these are those ternary. So if it's flipped, then it's rotate X is 180 degrees. Otherwise, it's 0. So in this case, since flipped up here is false, originally, when you press up, it's still false. Because flipped only gets changed when you use the left or right arrows.
Okay.
And if the last time that you did, let me just see, does it change it? It's up that way. If we go here, then it's up that way. No, so okay, so it remembers the, see how it's the feet are pointing to the left?
Mm-hmm.
But then if I go down and go to the right and go up, now the feet are pointing to the right. So it remembers again that if the last time I went was right, here, let's go over here. So here, flipped is now right. Flipped is true because we're going, excuse me, flipped is false because we're going to the right. Flipped is false.
Mm-hmm.
And we just clicked arrow up. Boom. So flipped is still false.
Mm-hmm.
And rotate is equal to -90. So here, rotate X. If it's flipped, keep it at 180 degrees, which it is right now. Which means, I guess, which is why it's the feet are facing to the right. Then rotate is just equal to here, so -90 degrees. And that goes back into here. Rotate here. Rotate is -90 degrees here. And then the X is equal to whatever X was before. X didn't change because we just clicked the up arrow, times the speed, which was 25 pixels. So you were right about the X being pixels. Yeah. And then the Y will be pixels. So, oh, I see. And so what this is doing, you know, it's funny. It's so interesting. It's good to go through this because I did this whole tutorial thing and I put this all together and it took a while to get this all to work. And I thought I completely understood it, but it's talking to you that I'm finally really understanding it. I see what this is doing is using the JavaScript to actually modify the CSS variables. And as soon as it modifies these CSS variables, it's actually modifying this class. Which means it's actually using these animations here to transform everything. So then it automatically then changes the X and Y values on the translate, which is changing the position of it. It's doing the rotate Y variable, which is modifying its orientation, left or right. And then the rotate, which is modifying its orientation up or down. And the question is, though, when does it automatically call everything? Like when it calls set attribute, it clearly, it's not just changing these values, but it's running this entire class again. I'm wondering, I wonder if set attribute, let's look, does it, JavaScript set attribute. Does it actually run the entire class again? Add the class attribute with the value. Set attribute class. Yeah, it actually.
I think it sets all the attributes of that class.
So it kind of, I guess you could say it runs everything in that class.
Yes.
The set attribute method adds a specified attribute element and gives it the specified value. If the specified attribute already exists, only the value is set changed. And let's see. It says that this is not good to do, but apparently he said, Wes said that you had to do it this way. You couldn't just do it like that. And here it's using the set attribute style, and then the backtick this, and then the background color red. The other saying you have to do element style on background color. he tried to do that at first and it didn't work. And so ended up using this method. I'm not sure why is it bad. It is possible to add the style attribute with a value to an element. It is recommended using the properties of the style object instead, because this will not overwrite other CSS properties that may be specified in the style attribute. Maybe it isn't doing the same thing. I think maybe this is actually changing it permanently, and this is only changing it temporarily, perhaps? I'm not sure.
No.
Anyway, so we go back to that, and yeah, and that's basically how that is working. And so this is what inspired me to I want to learn more about CSS animation, because basically almost everything that's happening with this turtle is CSS animation. Turning, going up and down, rotating, moving its position. I mean, yes, you could say it's JavaScript, but the JavaScript is just the logic.
Yes.
That's telling the turtle what to do, but actually making the turtle change its visual presentation. That is all happening through that animation. And what's fascinating too is that it's just one little CSS class. That's it. With just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines of CSS. So it got me. It's inspired me more to get more familiar with JavaScript and CSS, because look how much you can do with just JavaScript and CSS.
Yeah.
And this could turn into a game where you have obstacles here on the screen, and there's something chasing you, and you have to get through the maze with the turtle before the other thing that's chasing you finds you. And actually, that sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, interesting, right? Yeah.
By the way, I just spit all over the screen. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there's spit all over my screen. I'll get that off later because I can't do. I need to get a towel for that. But I'm realizing you could just add another object to this, and maybe the turtle starts here, and then there's the chase thing right over here. The chase, whatever it is, maybe a rabbit, and the turtle gets a head start.
Yeah.
And then we code it so that there's a time delay. And then after 5 seconds, we run the rabbit function. And maybe the rabbit randomly tries to go through the maze as well. So the rabbit doesn't know how to get through the maze, but it's faster.
Okay. Yeah. Speed would be okay.
So the speed of the rabbit is always going to be faster than the speed. So you have to go through slowly, but you can maybe go through more quickly because you can see where the maze is. And if the rabbit catches you, then you lose. If the rabbit object touches the tortoise object, and that's simple because it's just, is there a match between the variables? So is it if the y of the turtle equals the y of the rabbit and the x of the turtle is the same as the x of the rabbit, then put on the screen you were too slow. Then I actually think I'm going to try to do this.
Great.
I think that would be fun, and then I'll be able to figure out how do I create a maze.
Yeah.
How would you create that? Would be challenging.
Maze. What you did in the last project, Etch-A-Sketch.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that we have to make sure. I guess we would have a function that knows the boundaries of the screen, of the window.
Yeah, yes.
And maybe each little brick is for example like this long. You see the security thing there? Each brick is that long, and you have vertical bricks and horizontal bricks, and we have to set it up so that it runs a loop
Okay.
until it finds a collection of bricks and a vertical and horizontal brick that have a clear path from the beginning to from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. And so, I mean, that would be interesting. I'm wondering how many times it would have to do the permutation before it finds a map that has a way to get out. Because if there's no way to get out, then the turtle can't win. For example, like it has to be able to get here.
Okay.
It has to be able, yeah, to get over to that side of the screen. That would be the hardest part of it, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you do that so that and it doesn't take forever to run 5,000 different permutations? Okay, I found one. I don't actually even know how long it would take to run that. So anyway, do you understand it better? I do.
Yes, I did. Yeah. When I'm going to try this project assignment, it would be easier for me now.
Yeah, and it was easier for me now. Now I understand it so much better because I explained it to you, and I didn't even understand it clearly when I was explaining it, every part of it, because I didn't figure it out. But that was the key there, is the fact that when you do .set attribute, it'll run that entire class. It'll basically modify everything on the class, I guess, because this has to somehow run as well for each time that thing moves. And it also shows how powerful one function can be.
Yeah.
Look at this one function, handle key down, and that triggers everything. So an event listener is the key to JavaScript because that's the only way it interacts with the user. There needs to be some input from the user. Did the user click? Did the user move the mouse on the screen? Is the person hovering? I wonder, I wonder if there's an event listener for hover. Let me see.
I think, yeah, it's there.
JavaScript event listener hover.
That's there.
Where is it? Was it called hover?
I've heard long back about the hover.
Or maybe it's called mouse hover. Oh, mouse over. Mouse. Let me just I want to see something. Mouse over. Let me copy this. Let's see if we can just create a mouse over on here. Window dot add event listener mouse over. Oh, I guess we didn't even need to copy what they did. And then we'll do a change color, change turtle color.
Okay.
So that'll be our function, function call. Now we'll do function change turtle color. Oh, wait a second, but we need it to mouse over something. It needs to mouse over an object. So how the heck does it mouse over the object? There it is. Get out. We need it to mouse over something. So we need to first
get the object. Okay.
And we need to put an object on the screen too. So variable safe zone. We'll call it safe zone. Equals document.getElementById, or did we do query selector up here? Yeah, let's just keep it with query selector. Document.query selector. Is there a dot? Yeah, dot, what will we call this? Dot safe zone. Okay, what we need to do is grab a, you know what? Let's just copy the, let's put the turtle there again. So where's the turtle index here? Okay, we're gonna put the turtle there again. And if you can put your turtle exactly on the turtle, the other turtle, then you're safe. And we'll make it bigger, 1, so you can get in it easier. Height equals 170 pixels. src equals dot slash turtle dot png. Class equals what was it? Safe zone. Alt equals safe. Okay, and we need to locate it somewhere. I think if we do this right here, it's going to just show up right on the top left. Yeah, it's going to go over there. How can we change the position of it? Height equals, we could do X. Is it X? It might be position. X equal, oh wait. Maybe we have to, degrees. X equals, I don't know if we could just do it that way. What do you think?
Not sure.
X equals, let's say 300 pix. I'm sure that's not the right.
Yeah.
How
How to set?
Yeah, let's see. How to position image HTML. Is it HTML or CSS? How do we do it? Position. It's a direct position. What do you call that? Position.
At the original position.
With coordinates or? Oh, it's position relative. That's how you do it. It's like you do position relative and then that's it. We need to do
X and Y coordinate.
a class equals safe zone. We have to do dot safe zone here. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, sort of. Safe zone. And then position is, or maybe is it relative or absolute relative? And then just do, what if we did, could we do X? I don't know if we could do X.
Yeah, I think we can do X is, okay, 50 pixels.
Y. Don't know if that will work.
Let's try.
No. Okay, so how to position image with CSS. What do we want to do with location? How to position image location with CSS X and Y. X-axis? Let's try that. X-axis. Y-axis. No. Oh, here. We can position the image 5 pixels from the left and 10% from the top. Object dot position. Kind of me a stop. The little doggy is making noises on it. Object position. Let's try object position. Object. And what was it? Let's just do 50. Was it 50%? 50%? Let's try that.
How to leave.
No, syntax error. Turtle JS55. What's the syntax error here? Window.add event listener. Oh. Well, I guess that's not going to affect the CSS, is it? Change turtle color is not defined at 58. I don't think any of these are issues here. No. So why isn't our turtle moving? Let's just, if we copy, dot safe zone, and it is called dot safe zone, right? So maybe it should be like that, actually, safe zone. And so, dot safe zone. That's not going to affect anything. No. So why isn't it working? Image.a. Do we need to do .a? No. This is kind of me. She's snoring like crazy. So maybe this isn't the right. How do we position it? Maybe it's positions. Maybe we take off position relative. I don't know.
Yeah.
15.
It's interesting, but I have to leave. It's 12:30. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. I'm just gonna probably just finish this thing up. I'm gonna get this to work before, so the screen share will continue even after you leave because I need to learn how to do on mouse over. Well, actually, you know what? We don't even need to move the position to see if the mouse over works because the turtle is right there. And so if I could move it onto there, let me, oh, but actually the mouse over, that's the thing. We were doing mouse over, not turtle over. I don't know what the heck I was talking about before. Let me just see if we can get the mouse over thing to work. No, so mouse over, change turtle color. Function, change turtle color. Oh, I don't know if can we change the turtle? Maybe we'll have to go and do the background color. Let's see. Function, change turtle color. And that would be dot. So forget about that. How could we possibly, I guess we could just try to change the background color. Function. What was
I look forward for this. Yeah. I'll see that.
Oh, here, turtle. Oh, no, not turtle. Safe zone dot set attribute. And where is the same version of the set? Oh, there it is. Style. I know this might not be the right way to do it, but what would the background color?
Good luck with the explore. Keep exploring. I have to leave. Sorry.
Catch you later, Bhavya.
Catch you later. Bye.
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 All right, so I'm left alone with you guys on YouTube, and see if I can get part of this to work. Set attribute style, background color, black. Let's see if we're gonna get a JavaScript error. Okay, there's the map. So type error, set attribute of null, JavaScript 54. So that didn't work. Let me go and check how they're recommending we do this. They're saying that we should do set. Let us see. There, element dot style. We can try it the original way. So come on. What is going on? There we go. Safe zone dot style dot background color. We can do it that way. Yeah, background color equals black. They don't need that. Let's try this. All right, the mouse over is working because look in the console, it keeps showing up. So uncaught type cannot read property style of null at change turtle color JS54. Cannot read property style. And it says it's null. So is safe zone null? Oh yeah, because we changed it, right, to that. So let's try this again. No. Invalid left-hand side in assignment in JavaScript 54. Maybe that does need to be like that too. Aha, we got it. Hooray. Great, so we got a mouse over to work. So that's pretty cool. And obviously it's staying there because it changed it. So I guess we could create another one for when it's off, where it would go back the way it was. Obviously, change turtle color is not the best name for this function, but I'm just experimenting right now. What I want to see is if I move the turtle onto here, does it change maybe the whole background of here? Because I realize in order to change the turtle color itself, we need another image that has the different color turtle, because this is an image, it's not created through pixels, through CSS. So we're going to try to see if I can get the turtle when it goes here, when it gets, I don't know how, I think it would be more difficult to, once it's completely inside the safe zone, it'll change the background color. I'm trying to think how that would work. Because that would be more difficult because it's going to have to check to see if the dimensions of this little turtle are in the dimensions of the other PNG. So but I think we can do as soon as it touches it. We'll say it's kind of like tag. As soon as you tag the safe zone here, you are in the safe zone. So let's do, we're going to change this function name first. So function change turtle or change safe zone color. And we'll change that to change safe zone color. Let's see if that makes sure it still works. Whoop. Okay, why is it doing it as soon as I come onto the screen? Look at that. That's weird. As soon as I go on, so there's a problem. Oh, because it's window.add-event-listener. That's the problem. Rather than safe zone.add-event-listener. That should work now. There we go. Good. Ooh, boom. Let's do it again from another angle. Boom. Good. So now let's see if we can do the same thing, but instead of a mouse over, it's the turtle. So variable, we already have variable. So what could we do? turtle safe. Or we could just put another event listener, safe zone dot add event listener. Oh no, this might be a little bit more challenging. How would I know that it touched? We might have to do this on a different event. How would I know that this turtle touched? Again, it would have to be the if x, if the position of this turtle is similar to the same. I'm wondering how it would do that, because this is, I guess, oh, that's how, actually, it might actually be easier to have it only change the background color when the turtle is completely in, because that means the coordinates are exactly the same. So if we made the turtle, if we made this other turtle the same size, index, let's make it the same size, 150 pixels. What, is that right? There's 150 pixels. Get rid of this x equals 300. That's not necessary. Okay, it's the same size now. So the idea is when he's like that, we want it to change the full background color. So what we could do is console.log the x and y value. First, let's here, that's right there, console log x and y. So we'll forget about that event listener. That's okay. 1 0 2 0 3 0 4 0 5 0 6 0. We want 6 0, and that's the x value is 6 and the y value is 0. So we're going to have to do another function. And how to do this? Let's see. So first we need to have, we'll call this the function. Well, we can make the add event listener, and the add event listener would be, oh God, what event listener would it be? So I'll mouse over. That's interesting. I may not be able to get this done right now because I don't know what the event listener would be. I know what the call would be. Function function is safe, and the event we get somehow. We need 2 events to go in there. We need, well, maybe not. Maybe not. It's okay. Yeah, I think if event dot what do we want? We want the event x value. This is kind of going to be pseudocode. If event dot dot x is equal to safe zone dot, maybe we have to define like if event dot position equals safe zone dot position. Then we would do this set attribute. Where is it? Window. We're going to change the whole window. Window dot style dot background color equals equals blue. And so we need an event listener that's going to be constant listening to find out if I mean, this is just pseudocode. This doesn't work yet. Event dot position. Let me see if we can find something. How to know if two images are in same position. JavaScript. Let me see. Get an element's position using JavaScript. That might be, but if we could do this. We need the X position. Variable element is document.query selector. Position is get position my element. And that's the function that they made uniquely for this. All right, so maybe this is not as simple as I hoped. I'm gonna have to figure this. I'm gonna have to write an actual function. So maybe I'll get this working one day in the near future. So here I'm just gonna put a comment. This is pseudocode. The dot position method call is just something I made up. Okay, and we can we need to add some type of listener so that it is always checking. Oh, wait a second. We can just run this function is safe on every single move. Every time you do key down, we will run. Yeah, we don't need an event listener. I don't think we need an event listener. We can just put right in here. We would run is safe. I don't know if we need to. Maybe we need to put the there. Is safe. Let's just test if this works. So we're going to comment this out and console.log. Yes, you're safe. Console.log. So supposedly, if this works, it's going to run this function is safe every time I click the arrow, and then it'll do yes, you're safe multiple times. I'm going to try to get that to work. So yes, you're safe. Yes, you're safe. Yes, you're safe. Yes, you're safe. Good. We did it. So part of the problem is solved. We don't need an event listener because we want it to actually run every single time somebody makes a move. So that's going to work perfectly. And so now all we need to do is get this part to work. If the event position, oh, you know what? I really want to see if I can figure this out before we go. We're going to try one more time. Get an element's position using JavaScript. The image is located at. Maybe we could copy this function. You know what? Let's just try this, if this helper function works. And here, update position. Deal with the pain. Let me see something. What is function at position? Get position takes a reference. The X and Y property. So we just want this part here. And let's forget about the scrolling stuff for a moment. Let's just see if this would work. Let's add this in. So then let's helper function, get position. There's an element, okay. Y scroll, blah, 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 blah. So get position L. So then let's do console.log you're safe, and let's just run get position, or does it print it out? Return XY. So let's do console.log get position event. Let's see if that works. On cart reference server, oh, console, I misspelled that. Where was it? Here. Console.log. It's not working because it's saying X0, Y0. So it's printing something out, but X and Y is not changing. Y. Get position L. There is an event on here, is safe. Oh. Maybe we need to pass in that event on there because is safe is running here on get position. So let's try that again. Now it's not a number. X and Y is not a number. Let's try this a little bit easier by moving it to, let's move get console.log here to up here. Now wait a second. X and Y are stored here. We already have this. We don't need. I don't think we even need this fancy function, because X and Y is stored is right here. X and Y. It's updated constantly in here. So maybe X and Y is right there. We can store X and Y, and we pass in X and Y. X, Y. And yeah, I think it's going to work. I just want to, let me just see if get position works. Let's just see if that, I don't think we even need to, no, it's still not a number. Let's get rid of this function here, because I don't think we actually need it. Okay, I'm going to go back up here. Get rid of the get position. We have the constant log X and Y, so is safe. We can just pass in X and Y. And then into is safe. Where's our function? Is safe. Let's put in here X, Y. Then if X is equal to, we know what the safe zone dot position is. It's right here. It's at 6, 0. So if safe zone, if X is equal to 6, and is a 6, and then how do we do this? And that might not work. Y is equal to 0. Window.style.background blue. And then we'll do the console.log. Instead we'll do an, let's do an alert. We'll do an alert as well. Alert. Safe. Great. So we'll see what error we get. If we get an error, it's probably because of this part right here, but I'm going to see what happens. Okay. Background color of undefined. So the good news is I think the if statement is working because it only happened. Let's look at that again. We only got the error when they were in the same position. Boom. So let's find out there's JS60 and JS50. Background color is not defined. Oh, Maybe it's, wait, why is that not working? Window.style.background. Maybe it's document. Let's try that instead. No, cannot set property background color of undefined. And this is at line 60. It's undefined. Document dot style dot background color equals blue. How about this? Let's just change the safe zone. Safe zone dot style dot background. We'll turn it to blue if page says you're safe. You made it, and it's blue. So I don't like how the alert comes first. We should have it go first. So this is exciting. We did it. We did it, team. Okay. No, that's strange. Oh, maybe did I not refresh the page? It's weird that it's putting the alert first. Before I thought by switching it, so it seems like the alert is coming. Oh, I guess it is changing it, but then the alert comes. Why? I don't understand why it won't change until I click OK, and then it switches. So let's just get rid of the alert, you're safe, because I don't know why that's happening. And let's just make sure that it works when, let's move them around in different ways. Gotta get to the safe zone. You gotta get to the safe zone. Boom. Hey, this is pretty awesome. I'm very proud of myself. Made it. Safe zone. Yes, you're safe. And so like later what I could do is, instead of having it be an alert, you can have on the screen, put a div right here and have it going, you're safe, have some confetti drop or something like that. And also when he leaves the safe zone, let's see if we can fix, let's do that too real quick. We'll do another event listener. Safe zone.out, mouse over, mouse, I think it's called mouse off. We'll find out. Return, remove safe zone color. Okay, and then actually, wait, we're not even using this event listener. So we don't need that. It's not an event listener. I forgot we're doing it. Is save. Oh, easy. Do an else. Else if or just else safe zone dot style. Well, actually, an easier way to doing this, because make it to make it go back to normal. If does not equal x and y does not equal 0. Console.log, you're not safe. You're in danger. Okay, else, otherwise, which would be when it does equal those two, change it to blue. Let me see if this is going to work. You're in danger, you're in danger. You can see down here in the console, I'm in danger, I'm in danger. Why did it switch? Now I'm safe. But now I'm in danger, but it's still the same color. It's still blue. So it's not changing it back. So I think what we need to do is go back to what we had, and maybe I could just change it to safezone.style.background color. Could I do null? If that's gonna work. Yeah, it did. Awesome. Fantastic. So what we could later do is randomly, each time the safe zone could, or maybe the safe zone could always be in the middle, or maybe the safe zone could always change depending on when, every time we refresh the page, there's a random new position for the safe zone. We can actually create it, make it a space like this that's black when you're off of it. And I don't know why it turned black. That was odd. Did you guys see that? Oh, maybe because I hovered. Yeah. Okay. So we have some random elements in there that are not applicable. And you can make it actually a box that says safe zone. And so when the rabbit's chasing us around, we can have a safe place to go. And then until the rabbit continues to disappear, and then you can go on. Maybe when you go into the safe zone, the rabbit slows down, or the rabbit goes away, goes back to the beginning, something like that. I don't know. But I'm excited with where this is going. I'm going to continue to work on this. If I do, you'll be able to see the actual game at right here, monroeman.github.io/turtle. So this is what we had before. It was just the turtle. And this is what's live on the internet. We kind of have the beginning of a turtle game using just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I hope going through the thought process with me was helpful because I'm not an expert at JavaScript at all. I'm just learning, but I'm getting better. And if you were watching along, you got better as well, because now we know that we don't need an event listener for this necessarily. We're just using the event listener that was created on the mouse click, on the arrow key. And every time the arrow key is pressed, we're checking to see where the position of the safe zone, of the turtle is in relation to this safe zone. So, cool. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you guys will join us at breakdiving.io. You can scroll down to the description of this video on YouTube. It'll tell you more information about us, but we're a worldwide not-for-profit community where instead of waiting for opportunities to float to the surface, we dive in and make our own big breaks. And that's what we're doing here, learning how to become better at JavaScript so that I can improve this website even further and make my dreams come true, make my turtle dreams become a reality. Please leave any comments, questions, what have below. Please subscribe. Please click like. Please forward this video to your friends. And definitely please submit an application at breakdiving.io. Bye.